Hello, hello. This music is from deep ADHD relief music for studying and focus. I'm gonna leave the link below. Should keep it. Hello, hello. Welcome to this time we're sharing in this virtual space where we see news from around the world. We gather with our friends and talk about what we like to do. What is trending as what we believe sincerely. We support each other. We listen to other people who fulfilled us spiritually. Some are more intellectual, into just shooting words. They just copy and memorize. Very clever in understanding as well. Those are the clever guys that have good memory, to have very short memory and just spit it off. They're very good to copy and produce for marketing themselves. Everyone is important. Everyone has a beautiful connotation of form of intelligence, if it's not just from the intellect or from copying others, as we learn what's happening out there and see sometimes the impossibility from those who like to share something that maybe it will be forbidden or judged, but they keep sharing as well. Interesting ideas from people that are talking abstract to other forms of thoughts and formations in their findings. They are not very popular, actually. They spend their time studying and experiencing in their own thoughts. My father said very clearly that he didn't want us to go to the university because he didn't want us to be stupid. Because they just teach you to copy and memorize and deliver, most of it in writing, not in speech. And by the time you get out of the university, you don't have any intelligence of your own. It's been completely corrupted. by what people say, people think, for you to do the same. It takes a lot to process and understand the it's all about business and who takes the best deal. Doesn't matter who made it work. Albert Einstein worked in a copyright office. So it takes a lot of time to learn and process as well. We don't need to be genius ahead of the times to be new, to overcome from the problems of the past, right? So when it comes to the peace deals, it cannot happen with the leaders of the world. People need to talk about this, and it's too egocentric and boring as well. So, they will have to be brought down. Because of corruption, murder, all sorts of abuse to humankind, and the people who like to vote and believe there is goodness rules for us, and nobody's being sacrificed for their own. No one is perfect. These leaders fight and they send a lot of people to die, and they're still bombing. These leaders have mental illness on a high degree of psychosis, like the one in Israel, Russia, Gaza, United States of America, fighting Venezuela. Like, are in front of the ghetto who is going to take over you. So, well, it's never going to work the way Trump is dealing with this. First of all, because he's on the Epstein list, and this is a time on history where the countries are coming together. So yeah, Trump is a great man. Showman, everything you want. He made it. He made great things, great things for the kids, so they are not castrated and they can love themselves thanks to all the Catholic support and the influences on internet. Let's not forget. And Elon Musk supporting him, which he later betrayed. So there are so many sources of power there pushing towards. Those are the petrols who supported Trump as well for drill. I don't recommend that for Scotland either. Where is it? There is no need to drill. If we can reverse, we could have the tech map of the world right now and be able to help with mediators to talk about what is a peace deal and the differences, and just respect people's systems of belief, political beliefs. What's the need of being so brutish? The drama with Venezuela It's just to hide the Epstein list, which he's in. So I don't think the Americans could put Trump in jail, because they talk about freedom of speech, but they are now all afraid to talk about the Epstein list because Charlie Kirk is being assassinated. And why would Camden's own freedom of speech? So, he could be removed in a second. He has so many problems, really, and serious allegations before becoming president. I believe the peace deals he did were by other people, and he just made the final deal to take the credit. Yeah. And I will thank for the world to see there is goodness. I like to see Trump when he talks. He has this duality of being loved and hated. Just the way he treated the prime minister of other countries. It's just too much arrogance. Oh, it's just annoying at the same time. It's good to, lower your head and be polite when you are in office, when you have to talk about what matters most, whatever the person did in the past. But they're not talking about the technological war to respect the centers of memory for each culture, and as well to see the world together on a universal level and going. So that percentage for everyone equally, no matter what happened in the past. The stories can continue. But the influencers need a mansion into a village to help third world countries, and for people to evolve consciously through human expression, which is very artistic as well, for virtual reality that we have to share. Of course, everything is so corrupted that it's just like we can go from one valley of lamentation to the other without seeing any fruits for humanity. It's just how the rich get more money from the words and works of the meek. The discoveries and investments, because I don't work for anyone, no one is paying me. And if you really think about influencers, do they really care about the world? Would they really pick a village around the world to make a mansion into a village and be able to administrate with other people who come and go? And trouble sometime. Maybe this village no. Go to C3 around the world. Be welcome in a church or a temple. So it's a grid from all the temples and churches from around the world and what religions have. So there is also a little bit of spirituality as a retreat. There are many places where we can relax as well. And look from another perspective. So this can only come from a universal coin to be supported, as we have a system. I cannot explain it right now. I cannot put the blackboard on my back and explain it, because there needs to have another stage for that. And the problem with the tech titans fighting for artificial intelligence, which is ridiculous, because they're just building it in United States of America as well and competing with themselves. This greed has been promoted by Bill Gates to hide what he stole from virtual reality. That's the only reason I'm talking in here. So he pays me back. It was writing the 8% for the influencers to make mansions into villages with this system. And they should also role play, because if they don't role play in virtual reality and understand the dynamics, I mean, they're just gonna keep on with what they say. And you need to understand from other characteristics. You need to go away from your ego. Put yourself on another person's shoes, as in another character. Because the friendliness, and we need to dance and be in connection with nature as well. So our society has become so mental and superficial that, I don't know, like, is it going to help you to have more silicone in your lips, or to talk more against other people so you are with your group to be better? I mean, this is a consciousness we really want to have fun with? What is good, what is bad, what is to be believed, what is to be liked? Is this all about that's to have followers and to create sensationalists? So when you have a new system where you see all the currency of the money going through governments, the whole system is going to collapse and change. But that can only happen from within, gradually, as we make this happen in a healthy manner. You cannot go and take the it's so brutish. It's just in general, it's so brutish just to understand how huge is government and the treasury and what they manage, how long it takes just to make one single movement. These people that work in business, they're just like bullies. Elon Musk and at least has a little more of creativeness for doing memes, and now that it has expanded its literature, but still I keep it like this. Cannot share much role play because they're copy everything, they copying everything, so we're just keeping it one-on-one and monologues. And there is a formula as well, so it will be comfortable to have some income, to have the space to work with a blackboard and explain better. So it seems they are all corrupted in the United States of America. So I've been really thinking that it is better for the world that they just unite with their coin, with the brick, because when you watch the tyranny, for example, Trump is doing. My daughter lives in Venezuela. She is 30 years old. She's well married and well studied. And we do have problems in my country, but people are trying to do their best. And I don't like to have threats of war. It's not the way. Just because he's been accused for what he did. So, to the bird, and everybody knows that, which makes him sick. This is not the way to move forward. So I think it's better to accept that some countries in this world have their own coin, have their own system of beliefs. They can still be part of a universal coin, but there needs that duality, because you need that feedback from the other side. So there is a question. You cannot have control over the world, and that's the whole purpose of these wars, to understand that you cannot be bullying other countries anymore, right? Yes, nobody likes to have your country take over. I don't like to have my father being murdered by poor people because they hate the rich, or anyone who has a little more, just a little bit more. I don't care if they were doing good. So this needs to just be understood. You're not going to own the world in your lifetime. You're not going to make a globe technological map like this. And we need people that are good people. Like, I would never do such things, really. I've worked Tantra to heal people so they find true love. Always. And put a lot of people out from sex addiction and drugs. Will call myself undercover on a healing way, without saliva and without penetration. And respond to their wounds, which are disassociated from desires and mental fixations. Because a woman is not a piece of meat. This is sexuality, how people are relating. So, for those who are married, have a sacred relationship, great. And I have married men who were going to betray their wife because their wife was not so they felt grateful that I didn't make them feel as they cheated on their wife, because they were going to. Because I asked them, imagine I am your wife. What does she like? How does she feel? Just to have a conversation and explore the multiple possibilities they can discover together on an intimate couple can become violent and aggressive, is playful. They can do so many things together. So we need stories about love. We need stories about love between men and women. We really need to have that sassy connection, because it's been very hurting to listen to the Epstein files for 2 decades. And all this can only heal when you allow the bridge to come together between man and woman on a healthy manner. And that takes maturity, of course. I mean, you have to be very ugly to end up by paying women, right? You have to be also very afraid of intimacy. I love Melania Trump on the way it feels to be very oppressive for the people to have seen the assassination of Charlie and the Epstein files, of course. Because I can transcend and understand it's over, but there is a healing through these stories for people. This is why they're still shouting. They're still claiming for justice. There's one way or another of form of gaslight in work, in people's relations, and that's related to abuse as well. So every gaslight, there is abuse, something wrong. And this is part of the illness we have with cancer, where the body is not burning the cancer, because it's just passing. There is oh no, it's fine, you're a cancer, take over the body and just abuse it all until we both die. So where are the talks of mediators from around the world to talk about? I need the blackboard, I need space to move around. It takes me a lot of time to just put this here and then put it back, and my mind as well, and to take care of my family, like working for free. So I have not been able to start with Tech the Self, because I'm still with Tech oneself. Alright, so you have Africa, the Middle East, Russia, and South America. So they have their data centers as well. They can learn and share with the best of their mediators, the ones they filter out, and they have power over their own. Does not matter if they are left party or right, but to respect them as you wish to be respected. But an abuser cannot allow that, of course. So, I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna take this. I've calculated 15 years, and then the next party of each country takes over for the next 15 years, because it's a lot of work for people to know it in the map and learn how this technology is being practiced with human interaction, because it's about the responsibility of each person to note in the map what's needed in their locality, or what they can give from the industry, or to a 30% of people that could travel and maintain their normal job with this form of credit, to learn to trust one another, not just from a bank system, but from a group of people that are teaching and paying back. It's the same form of credit, but through the people. And when we change the chip, because I've lived in India 3 years, I've lived in places where I have seen people very happy with nothing, with a lot of misery and the lack of taking care of their children. And I've seen stories I don't want to tell right now. You might know from watching the screen, but it's not the same when you are there. You grow up as a teenager in India and give bakshish to the same girl, and she's 10, and then later she's taken to Bombay, and when she returns, she says she's been prostitute. Her mother needed money, and she's already pregnant as a teenager of 12, 14 years old. And it breaks her heart, because you ask your mother to adopt her. We love this girl and we'll give her everything. She was so genius. She could have had so many possibilities. But my mother or her friends would not. So no, we cannot do that. It hurts you. Because the clothes you give her as well would be taken away from her. She had to look miserable to be a beggar so she could get more money for her mother who was blind. And many people do things to their children and to themselves so they get more money from begging. In Venezuela it's different. There are other forms of misery or poverty. But people love to learn in Venezuela. I know they have a good spirit too. They always want to become better. Such beautiful people in Venezuela. Trump is such a bad person by insulting Venezuelans. Or South Americans. The Spanish. It's not the way of a human being, unless of a leader, to have to hear that. It hurts your heart. It hurts your humanities. Doesn't matter if he's talking bad about another human being or race. So this is going to be the last Trump. We're going to have a system where we see everyone who is getting on power, where they're working, all their trajectory, and we'll be able to see them up all the money in the government where it's going to by clicking on it. But for that, it's going to take 15 years to develop this technology because of the human interaction, not just technology, but the collaboration and respect for each country the power of the influencers to help the leaders of this world, because they do not own us. The people deserve to talk about these peace deals and respect our differences for human consciousness and healing. There are those who speak better than others, and they will teach by experience and being pleasant and transforming the narrative into greater understandings. To conserve what we love and is the best of our culture. That's what we all have in our culture to make better, bit better to ourselves. I have things to work for myself as well. I am not a superhuman. So I will also work on myself. For me, it's new to say no. So I'm saying no, so there is a greater yes. But it's very hurting to say no. It's very easy to say yes. When you love someone so much, you just want to say yes. But you don't want the person to die. You see problems, and you stand with that burden, with that problem, and it's your problem as well. From different lives and experiences, one has also stories that burn inside with pain. So we are all sharing this narrative. And you see the people in Gaza, how are they gonna recover? How is the psychotic president in Israel going to let people breathe and be alive? Respect the Jew community and the Arab community and all these communities. I would have put a nuclear bomb in Israel and Gaza, so there is no more suffering, because I believe in past lives. I would not like to be suffering like this for so long. It's very compassionate to feel the pain and how you're being left alone. So I say, wow, I'm just in my bed and wake up for 4 hours or 6, but I think they could do the same while being alive in their body, and all this is happening around them to be in the spirit. All that which dies or auto destroys doesn't matter, as long as you are with your spirit, which is beyond your last hope. when there is no more hope, you're just with your spirit, God, on another energy field. It's hopeless. But you're still alive. In the same way, I think for my mother to keep alive, for my children to we're alive. And all those who destroy our lives take from us. The devil needs to stop all these wars. Maybe it was reasonable on history, and very courageous to safeguard your culture. This madness has to stop. Immigrants can take better care of their country. I can assure that there is no need to create more immigrants to lower their status and be superior. I've watched many people, and I grew up with so much money and wealth and love and education, like the very top, and I never thought of treating other people as inferior. And it surprises me to see that one thing is to protect your culture and ask for people to stop immigrating or to be involved with them so they take care of the streets or become part of the culture, to be tagged for 4 generations and be deported if you're not being a good citizen because of uncivilized actions against civilians in a Christian continent which is supposed to be of freedom and beauty. So there is a lot of work there as well to analyze and digest for the Arab community to take care of their society in their countries instead of investing so much outside. I have 2 neighbors from South Africa, 3. They live in the house. They're killing the white people, so it's very hard for them. We share the same stories as from Venezuela. There's no need to have this hatred among classes and sexes. All this is coming out because we are evolving, so healing needs to close. And this is what we're doing. If Candace could become the next president, with her husband, the first gentleman. First gentleman. That would be beautiful for the left and the right to come a bit more together and avoid national wars and all sorts of dynamic that's produced by polarities that hate one another. So yeah, it might be good for you to have a lot of likes by hating it's not very enlightening for the capacity that we have right now, 2025 worldwide. So well, I will keep listening to influencers, what places in the world they like to have a mansion into a village. Maybe they would see there are places that are peaceful as well, like in Kazakhstan, in Tanzania, in Thailand. There's a lot of children being raped by pedophiles who go to travel there. And it does help when you bring consciousness and productivity for people to take care of their children. They're beautiful places. Maybe you can take care of it as well by just going once a year and have other people there. So to show the system, I need more space to have my desk and the papers to translate. It can be translated through anything onto the next stage. There's a transition from the tariffs. The tariffs are bringing too many problems. I think it makes a point. It does make a point. But then we don't need so many things, really. We need to convert our energies and the way we relate and have more spiritual resources to filter out and be able to get results in synchronicity all at once. One day we'll pick the towns with influencers that have been picked from around the world. Each culture, each continent pick their influencers. But it's going to take a few years to get to that as we go. Right now, I will try my best to put all this together as I can. Pray for my mother and my children, so we're together, and I want my boyfriend to feel well, because even though we've separated, I still feel for him to feel well, because we are also recovering. It's been very hard last year, like mentally, to recreate in a scenario in your mind, to put yourself away from a reality that you are living, in the name of all those who are cast away, the homeless, to have been working for so long, investing so much, and still regenerating, which I will always say is I always recover. That's what a warrior does to continue. You know that there are times to recover. As a good role player, not everyone has that ability as well to recover a storyline, so it doesn't loop, because it's again in the pain, and people don't know how to create a new story to move it to the next scenario. People are so afraid on their own bubbles, doing the same things on and on, and that's the normal from watching TV channels. Now that we learn to share and hope this movement is coming from the people to the people, so the leaders can trust in their people as well. Alright, notice farm animals, but for its own. So we move into the future. There's nothing to talk about the past, really. Peace.